Sairam students. So in the previous class we discussed 3 paragraphs. Then why did it take a long time to come to an understanding with the old man? Because he was not in a hurry. He was in no hurry. Correct? Next, describe the old man's orchard. Important question. How to describe the old man's orchard? It was gnarled and beautiful. A little creek ran through it. He has a small house and it was rich but quaint. This is the answer. Correct? Next question, see. How did he come to the room of meeting? What's answer? Wearing old coat. It was green and faded, and he wore gloves. They were torn. Correct? Next, he had a cane which was the skeleton of an worn out umbrella. Am I right? Correct. Next, come to the 4th paragraph, page number 47. Open page number 47. There was a great deal of conversation about Rain and his family. Now where are they? They are in the room of the lawyer. They are in the room of Juan A.A. Cedillo. Correct? When the day of the sale. Am I right? Now, in the beginning there was a conversation about Rain and family, just to break the ice. Am I right? Then, what is great deal of? A great deal of. A great deal of means, the literal meaning of this one, a large quantity of. A large quantity of, or much. There was much conversation about Rain and his family. He was very proud of his large family. So, Don Anselmo had a large family, and he considered it is his pleasure to live with his family members, and he said that he was very proud of his large family. Family is a noun. What kind of family? Large. Large, parts of speech, adjective. Why? Because it modifies the noun. So, he was very proud of. Proud of means what? Proud. Opposite humble. Pride, noun. Opposite humility. Modesty. Correct? Then, proud. Proud of. It is a phrasal verb. Proud of means, frame a sentence. I am proud of my mother. I am proud of my school. I am proud of my country. Correct? ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಪಡುವುದು ಅಂತ. ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕುಟುಂಬ ಇದೆ, ಅದೇ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನವ. ಫೈನಲಿ, ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ conversing about Rain and family, finally we got down to discuss. What is get down? Get down means start doing. start doing, get down, start doing, or to give one's attention. To give one's attention. So finally, they began to pay attention to consider why they had come there. ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದರು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Yes, he would sell. Yes, he would sell. Who would sell? Don Anselmo would sell. What would he sell? He would sell his land. He would sell. Yes, he would sell the land. It is active voice. Remember, active voice. He would sell. This is the helping verb, this is the main verb, correct? This is the helping verb, this is the main verb, then land is the object. He is the subject. So, first write the land. All the modal auxiliaries, 13 modal auxiliaries are there. So, all the 13 modal auxiliaries take be. ಇದು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅದರ ಮುಂದೆ. ಈಸ್ ಆಮ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ವಾಸ್ ವ್ಯಾರ್ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬರುವುದು ಬಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಲರೀಸ್? ವಿಲ್, ವುಡ್, ಕ್ಯಾನ್, ಕುಡ್, ಮೇ, ಮೈಟ್, ಶಲ್, ಶುಡ್. ಗಾಟ್? ದೆನ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್, ನೀಡ್, ought to, used to. These are the dare. These are the 13 auxiliaries, secondary auxiliaries. So they take would, the land, would, then right, be, would be, sell present, sold past. We need the past participle form, third form of the verb, that is sell, sold, sold. The land would be sold by, he becomes him. This is passive voice, correct? If it is he will sell the land, then answer is the land will be sold by him. He shall sell the land becomes the land shall be, correct? Or will be, shall be sold by him. He must sell the land becomes the land must be sold by him, correct? Then so he would sell the land as he had agreed. So he had already agreed to sell the land. Now he is ready to sell the land. Is it correct? They said. So agree, opposite, disagree. Remember all the opposites. Agree, disagree. He had agreed. Past perfect tense, had agreed. Then how, for how much? For $1,200. Remember, so the old man Don Anselmo was ready to sell, agreed to sell his land for $1,200. $1,200, correct? $1,200. Then in cash, he must pay in cash. We would buy, we means Americans. Americans would buy the land. Americans would buy the land. Land would be bought by the Americans. We would buy the land, he said, and the money was ready. So they had already come with the money to hand over it to whom? Don Anselmo, correct? Then and money was ready, past tense. Don Anselmo, he said. Don Anselmo. Don means what? It is a Spanish word having respect, means equivalent to sir. English sir. So Don means equivalent to sir. So Don Anselmo, Anselmo is the name of the old man. Don Anselmo, I said to him in Spanish. Why did he use Spanish word? Don Anselmo, I said to him in Spanish. So he spoke Spanish. Why? Because he was the native of New Mexico. There, Spanish was the local language. Spanish was the native language. It was spoken by most of the people. Remember, why did they speak in Spanish? Because it was a local language of New Mexico. So I said to him in Spanish, we have made a discovery. Who said this? Juan A. Cedillo. To whom was it said? It was said to whom? Don Anselmo. So we have made a discovery. Who said this? Who is the we? The Americans, including. We have made a discovery. What is a discovery? What is the discovery about? Next, see. You remember that we sent that surveyor. The Americans had sent a surveyor. Where? To Don Anselmo's land. That engineer up there to survey your land so as to make the deed. Deed means what? Record. Deed means record. To make a record, to make a agreement, the Americans sent a surveyor, engineer to survey the land, to measure the land and fix the rate and make the agreement. This is the procedure we follow while buying the land, while selling the land. So they did the same. Well, he means the surveyor, he finds that you are in possession. You are the owner. Neenu owner. Yavudaradu? Own more than 8 acres. So the agreement describes that Don Anselmo is ready to sell 8 acres of land for $1,200. This is the agreement. After that, they measured the land, Americans measured the land and found extra land. So as more than 8 acres means when the surveyor measured the land, he found more than 8 acres of land which was in agreement. Correct? Agreement alli madiddu 8 ಎಕರೆಗೆ. ಆದರೆ ಈಗ ಸರ್ವೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ 8 ಎಕರೆಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಉಂಟು ಅಂತ ಅಮೇರಿಕನ್ಸ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಈಗ. He tells us that, the surveyor tells us that your land, ನಿನ್ನ ಭೂಮಿ, ನಾವು ಕೊಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ 8 ಎಕರೆ ಭೂಮಿ ಅಂತ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ, ನಿನ್ನ ಭೂಮಿ, your land extends. Extend means spread, cover. Extends, spreads ಇಲ್ಲಿ across the what? River. Across means, you consider if this is the river, from one side to the other side. Along means this one. From one end to end of is along, one side to the other side, across. The bridge is built across the river. Means your land extends, spreads across the river. ಇಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಸಹ ಇದೆ, ನದಿಯಿಂದ ಆ ಕಡೆಯೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಜುವಾನ್ ಎ ಸೆಡಿಲೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಓನ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ವೈಸ್, ಡಬ್ಬಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ವೈಸ್, 8 ಎಕರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ವೈಸಿಂದ 16 ಎಕರೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಇದೆ. ಟ್ವೈಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಆಸ್ ಯು ಥಾಟ್, ನೀನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಡಬಲ್ ಇದೆ ಭೂಮಿ. He didn't know that. Don Anselmo did not know that. Then, and now, Don Anselmo, he said, and now, Don Anselmo, I added, these Americans are buenamente. See the question for statement for extract, remember. These Americans are buenamente. Who said this? Juan A. Cedillo. To whom was it said? It was said to whom? Don Anselmo. What does buena ente mean? Buena ente means good people. So, oh Don Anselmo, these Americans are good people. They are good people and they are willing to pay you for the additional land as well. So anyhow, they are ready to pay $1,200 for 8 acres. Now they are ready to pay for the extra land, correct? The additional money. They are ready to pay extra money for the additional land as well. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಭೂಮಿ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಸಹ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹಣ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. at the same rate per acre. ಒಂದು ಎಕರೆಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲು ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಹಣ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಡಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. So that instead of $1,200, so what is the agreed money, agreed acres, 8 acres and $1,200. Now double. Instead of $1,200, you will get almost twice as much. ನಿನಗೆ ಈಗ ಸಿಗುವಂಥ ಹಣ ಅದರ ಡಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? ಭೂಮಿ ನಿನಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟುಂಟು ನಿನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಸರ್ವೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತದು ಅಂತ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಮನಿ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಮನಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಬ್ಯಾಗನ್ನಿಟ್ಟು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೌ ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಾನ್ ಅನ್ಸಲ್ಮ? ಏನು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆವ? ನಾವಾಗುತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆವು. 8 ಎಕರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಬ್ಬಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಡಾನ್ ಅನ್ಸಲ್ಮೋ ಹಿ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೂ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್, ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್, ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಇನ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಸ್ ಇನ್ನರ್ feeling, inner mind doesn't allow him to accept it. Why? See, now come to the 5th paragraph. The old man, the reaction of the old man when the lawyer offered him extra money for the additional land, the reaction is this. See that the old man hung his head for a moment in thought. See the past tense of hung. Hang, hung, hung. Present tense, past tense, past participle. What about hanged? He was hanged to death. That's also there. Hang, hanged, hanged. But here this one is the correct one. There only in that particular occasion we use hanged. Hanger, hanged. He was hanged. So here the shirt is hung, not hanged. Correct? The shirt is hung on the hook. Correct? So here the old man hung his head for a moment. Hang one's head means hang one's head means to look ashamed. To look ashamed and embarrassed. To look ashamed and embarrassed. So when the lawyer, that is Giovanni Sedillo or the Americans, offered him extra money for the additional land, what was the reaction of old man? He felt, he looked ashamed and embarrassed. ಅಪಮಾನದಾಗೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಭಾವನೆ ಆಯಿತು. hung his head for a moment in thought. ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಯೋಚನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಲೆ ಕೆಳಗಾಕಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು. Then he stood up. What did he do? He stood up, ಎದ್ದು ನಿಂತ. And stared at me. Stare means S-T-A-R-E. Stare means glare. Stare means glare. Stared at me. Look fixedly with ಐಸ್ ಓಪನ್. ಹೀಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಗ್ಲೇರ್ಡ್ ಎಟ್ ಮೀ, ಸ್ಟೇರ್ಡ್ ಎಟ್ ಮೀ, ದೆನ್ ಸೆಡ್, ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ? ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್. ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್? ಜುವಾನ್ ಎ ಸೆಡಿಲೋ, ಅಮೇರಿಕನ್ mediator. Who said this? Don Anselmo. Friend, he said, I don't like to have you speak to me in that manner. I didn't expect this kind of answer from you, reaction from you. So, I don't like to have you speak to me in that manner. It is unexpected one. I didn't expect this one. I kept still. Then, when he spoke so, what did the Juan A. Sedillo do? He kept still. Still means not moving. No reaction. He was silent. I kept still and let him, leave him. I left him. What? Have his say. So he allowed Don Anselmo to speak. He allowed Don Anselmo to continue his argument. He didn't interfere. ಏನು ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲವ, ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ನನಗೆ ಅಪಮಾನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅವನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಇವನು ಏನು ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ನೋ these Americans are good people. Don Anselmo said, I know, that's why I decided to sell the land. I know these Americans are good people. I know it. And that is why I have agreed to sell to them. No other reason. I decided to sell my land to them. Why? Because they are good people. But I don't care to be insulted. I don't care. I do not pay attention to. Why? What? Because I am insulted now. You insulted me. It is an insult. So what is an insult here? The offer of extra money for the additional land was an insult for Don Anselmo. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಪಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆಯಿತು. ಯಾಕೆಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲು ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು 8 ಎಕರೆಗೆ 12 ಇಷ್ಟು ಹಣ. ಈಗ ನೀನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ, ನಿನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಭೂಮಿ ಇದೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಅದಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಭೂಮಿ ಮಾರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಒಪ್ಪಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಈಗ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ನೀನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನನಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಅಪಮಾನ ಅಂತ ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆಡ್. ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆಡ್. I have agreed to sell my house and land for $1,200 and that is the price. I don't want even a single penny dollar. I don't want it. Why? Because agreement is for 8 acres and $1,200 and I receive only that much money. I don't need extra. This shows that Don Anselmo was a man of principles. Remember. I argued with him but it was useless. So underline that sentence. I argued with him but it was useless. It was of no use. It was in vain. It was a waste. It was a fruitless. There is no use. I argued with him but it was useless. Who is the I? Juan A. Sedillo is the I. Narrator is the I. Writer is the I. Mediator is the I. Correct? So, I argued with him. Him means whom? Who does him refer to? Don Anselmo. What was the argument about? Third question. What was the argument about? The argument was about the extra land and extra money. Receiving extra money for the additional land. Correct? Then, finally, he signed the deed. After discussion, he signed the deed. Don Anselmo signed the agreement and took the money. How much? But refused to take more than the amount agreed upon. Now he didn't accept extra money for the additional land. He received the money, how much? $1,200. Then he shook hands. So what did he do? As a man of principles, as a an honorable man, as a respected man in the society, what did he do? Then he shook hands all around. Shake, shook, shaken. Shake present, shook past, shaken past participle. He shook hands all around. He stood up and gave them shake hands. Then what did he do? Put on his ragged gloves. Put on his torn gloves. ಹರಿದಂಥದ್ದು ಮೊದಲು ಬರುವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ? ತೆಗ್ದ. ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂತಾನೆ. Where? Ragged gloves. Took his stick. What is that stick? Skeleton of an worn out umbrella. ಕೊಡೆಯ ಹರಿದಂತಹ ಕೊಡೆಯ ಕಾಲು ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಳಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ? ಆ ಹುಡುಗನ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡ and walked out with the boy behind him. Who was that boy? The boy having eyes of a gazelle. ಐಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಗೇಜಲ್. ಗೇಜಲ್ನ ಹಾಗೆ, ಹರಿಣದ ಹಾಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣಿರುವಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾನೆ. ಅವನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋದ. ಅವನು ಹಿಂದೆ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ವಿತ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್, ವಿತ್ ದ ಮನಿ, ಹಿ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್. ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಹಿ ಟೇಕ್? $1,200. ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಹಿ ಸೆಲ್? 800 agreement plus 8, almost 8 acre. Am I right? Then I think you understood. Correct? Now come to the next part. Okay? Saira.